I've been getting some questions about what exactly is in the emergency binder PDF bundle. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a free emergency binder workshop going on tomorrow, Saturday morning. If you miss the live, it'll always be available in my Facebook group, Faithfully and Financially Free Families. So, if you're getting this after the fact, don't worry, it's still there. You can still take full advantage of it. But um, and I give you a free checklist. So the checklist is free, the workshop is free. But I also have a PDF bundle just to help keep you organized and make things all like pretty matchy if that is something that you're interested in. But I'm getting a lot of questions because I described it and people were like, they want to see it. And I totally get that. So I figured I'd pop on and let you know, see what you're getting so that I can answer any questions. If you have questions, let me know. I will get them answered for you. And just so you know, this is available whenever. So what you're going to get is you get the cover for the PDF in PDF form. These are all PDFs that you print out. Now, these are in color, designed in color, but I made sure that they print out in black and white. I should have printed one so you could see, but you can imagine they'd just be gray tones. So you can print them either way. I know some people are more, conservative on their ink. Other people want it to be pretty. So it will work with both ways. So there is the PDF, the emergency binder cover. There is a full-on table of contents, and you'll note that everything is backwards. Everything matches and coordinates. But there's a table of contents with kind of a summary of each, and this is not so much different from the checklist that you can get for free. So you can always do that yourself. Then each section, there's 8 sections. So the 8 sections are contact information, personal information, financial information, medical information, household, pet and animal, family, and then of course emergency. So each of those sections also have a sheet that kind of outlines in more detail of what actually goes in there. So this is going to be more detailed than the checklist, more detailed than the table of contents. Now, one thing, if you already ordered the bundle, you won't see this yet because I just created it this morning, then I'm going to email it out to you, and that is the divider tabs. I put it in the original post and then I forgot about it. So if you are using the recommended dividers, which are Avery 8 big tab printable white dividers, and you'll get an email with all this information. If you use these dividers, sorry. Hey, Cassidy, I'm just seeing things come up late. If you get those dividers, you will see that they print out. They have little tabs you can print out. So you'll have the tab that sticks out, and you also have the description right here. So it's very organized, very coordinated for you there. And there's, of course, all 8 tabs, graphics, and then all of them have the little descriptions there also. Again, a brief description, not as deep as the sheets. Now, going on from that, for each section, there are printable forms, again, just to help keep you organized when you're building your emergency binder, but they are not absolute positive. You can definitely do emergency binder without this PDF bundle. I still want the workshop and it to be accessible to everyone. This is just an extra add-on to keep you a little organized. So if you don't have the PDF bundle and you're attending the workshop, make sure that you have a stack of paper or a pad or loose leaf paper or whatever, because there are going to be things that you want to insert. So there's a contact information sheet, personal information sheet. These are especially good, heaven forbid something happens, or even to someone in your family, or if you need to provide information to someone about, even a child. Say you have someone taking care of a child for a week, you're going away or whatever, you can make a copy of this. If you already have it filled out, just copy it and give it to them. All the information there. And you can always black out stuff you don't want them to have, like a social. But so there's personal information for everyone in your family, social media information. So that's going to give you 2 emails and then lots of platforms, because we all know there's lots of platforms out there. If you have any questions, just ask as I'm going through. And then we move on to the financial section. So we have banking information. And again, these are just forms that are nice and easy to fill out, so that it's just, instead of going through a statement, especially if you're in an emergency crisis or you're somewhere and you have to take care of something quickly, it's nice to have it at all in one sheet, all in your fingertips. Now we have credit card information, loan information, utility information, vehicle information, employer information, insurance information, retirement, investment, subscription membership info. So this is things like gym memberships or maybe Netflix memberships, Apple Music, and whatever that you kind of memberships or subscriptions that you have. Family and medical information. So we have medical forms. We have 2 forms. We have a family medical form, which is going to be the general information like doctors, insurance, that type of information. And then we have an individual medical form, which will be for maybe specialists, individual diagnosis and prescriptions and things like that. All of this is, again, organized and coordinated for you. All right, then we move on to, we have household inventory. So this is a list that you'll be able to fill out. It's a chart, but we'll also be talking about other ways to inventory your house, probably by video in the workshop, how to do that, how to store that, and all of that also. But hard copies are nice too, because again, if you want to grab something, look at something real quick, you don't want to have to, watch a video. So then we move on to the pet information. I have 3 sheets for pet information. We love our animals here. One is going to be the general information that has like veterinary, insurance, boarder, sitter, groomer, things like that on it. But then we have the pet information that's going to be for the individual pets or pet sets. And when I say pet sets, like we have chickens, obviously I'm not going to do one for each individual chicken unless there's one that has special needs. Yeah. But so pet information here, breed, type, birthday, microchipped, feed schedule, medication, feed type, all that. Again, something happens, you're not available. You can give this to someone if you have someone coming in, if you're going away, or if there's an emergency where you're not able to take care of your animals, it's going to be here for you. And then last is pet notes, because we can't, our pets are like kids, right? So, favorite toys, favorite activities, schedule, anything extra. And again, just it's a blank sheet, pet notes, keeps it in that section. Awesome. All right. Family traditions, also a blank sheet. Anything that, again, this is an emergency binder. So heaven forbid something were to happen, you have to evacuate quickly, or if this isn't a fireproof safe that is there after, something like that, you're going to have it. So anything special notes you want to put there. I did make note pages, letters to loved ones, especially if it's something that I love the idea of doing. If something happens to you as a parent, you want to have a note to your children or a spouse or whatever, it's extra, it's there. Now, some extra add-ons that have been suggestions that I've added to the bundle is online account information. Now, online account information is included in each of, like, say, the financial sheets or the pet sheet, login information, they're there. But if you want a one sheet and go, this is going to be the sheet that you need, because it's going to have everything in one place. Depending on how you like to organize your information, that is available. For the emergency section, we also have a call log, so that you can keep track of, maybe people that you're calling or places you have to make arrangements for or anything like that. Again, an emergency situation, we can grab a notebook and go. But if you have your binder and you have all your contact information there, all of your banking, insurance, all of that information there, a call log is nice because it reminds you what information to write down. I know a lot of people, when they are under stress, they're not always thinking thoroughly. They don't always remember what they said or did. And so the call provides you information, contact who you spoke to, email, the date, the time, and then notes, of course. So that's awesome. And then last but not least, in the emergency bundle is a notes page. Again, this can be put into any one of the sections. It coordinates nicely with the whole pattern and motif of the binder, but it's a blank page that you can take notes on. So if you're attending the emergency binder, again, you do not need to purchase the bundle. It is a free workshop. The workshop is free. The checklist that I provide for you for the information you have to gather, that is free. This is just something extra that I thought would be nice, because I'm one of those people that like to be super organized, and I like things pretty and all matched. And of course, wrong side, it matches my logo and everything. So that's in there. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. The workshop will be live tomorrow via Zoom. So it's interactive. So you have questions, you can ask. It's also my heart to set that time aside. How many of us have things that we say someday we'll get to, we want to do this, but we don't. So we need to set that time aside to get it done. But if you can't make it, or if you're watching this after the fact, it's November 2021. If you're watching it later and you're like, crap, I missed it. No. Go to my Facebook group, Faithful and Financially Free Families. The recorded session will live there forever for free. My gift to you, as well as the checklist. And then the PDFs can always be grabbed. For those of you that are doing it this time around, and those of you that do purchase PDFs, if you have suggestions of like, oh, well, this information would be nice to have on this sheet, or maybe we can create a sheet for this, I'm more than happy to update that as needed. And then, because it's only fair, anyone who's already purchased in the past, if we update it later, you will receive all the updates forever and ever, amen, free of charge, because you already purchased it. So the only last caveat that I want to say about the bundle, I printed them in PDFs. There's a couple of different files, just so that it's easier, because like the first PDF with the binder and the table of contents and the section outlines, you're not going to print those off multiple times. You're going to print them as one and done. Easy. Now, things like personal information. When you open the PDF, there is one personal information form. Now, if you have 4 people in your family like me, you're going to want 4 of those sheets. So you will print those out as needed. I also suggest that when it gets to some of the information, that we're going to be using what they call page protectors. And I like to use them sometimes as like folders. So if you want to print off a couple of the note pages and just stick them there, have them when you need them, or forms like that, that is great to have on hand. But I won't go into too much of that. We'll take care of that tomorrow during the workshop. If you have any questions, reach out, ask me. Again, all the information is in my Facebook group, Faithfully and Financially Free Families. You'll see the Zoom link or the events. Click on the events, emergency binder workshop. You'll see the Zoom link in there. You can also get your free checklist to have the information. That's free. And then if you want to purchase the bundle as well, that's all available there. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow.